Hugh Evans, Bob Delaney, and Joe Forte.
And those guys will be busy tonight. You can bet that they will try and establish control. This has been very, very competitive throughout. This series has the 9th time this year that these two teams have met.
Colin Easton Bradley. Hugh Evans tosses, and they'll jump again. This time it's Finley coming up with it.
Good move by Finley. Good anticipation.
So the Mavericks open in their half-court offense. Howard guarded by Malone. Shot clock down to 10. Here's Nowitzki, the first shot of the night. And the rebound, Howard back outside to Dirk. Finley against Russell. Colonies came over to double team. Finley gets it off to Juwan Howard, who comes up shooting, left it way short.
And he really came up short on that shot.
And Utah is taking a 20-second timeout. For Malone, I think. Karl Malone coming out of the game.
Well, don't really know what happened there, but we've heard that he has back problems. And you don't want to pay any attention to that. You have to be sure that that does not become disconcerting in any way. Don't let that be a distraction if you're the Dallas Mavericks right now. And I really do mean that. Don't let it be a distraction. Concentrate on what you need to get done.
Manning has replaced him. And Manning has been great off the bench. Utah 7-1 in elimination games at home. They lost to the Bulls in the '98 finals in a game 6 here. Underneath, Russell, Marshall with a follow. And Utah takes the lead. Nash leaves it for Nowitzki. Marshall all over Dirk. Knocked out of bounds by Utah. The Mavericks come in with 15 to shoot.
Mavericks need to get that first basket. And you get that by getting good looks. Finley.
Still looking.
That got close to a 5-second violation.
Malone has left the court, gone to the locker room. Nash comes out to Nowitzki. Dirk gets it away. Oh, yeah. Nowitzki with a 3 to put Dallas on top.
That's the first one. Remember it. Remember it because of what that might do for confidence. Sloan is still griping about the fact he thought Bradley was inbounds when he made the pass to Nash after the Utah score.
They never call that. Here's Manning. Manning putting the Jazz back up by 1. Just about 2 minutes having been played. Karl Malone has had to leave the game with an injury. We'll find out what the nature is. The Mavericks turn it over off dribble penetration. The Utah Jazz 28-13 in the Delta Center during the regular season.
I think you're going to see Danny Manning get a lot of touches. There's another one.
And there's his shot. Bradley tips to Nowitzki.
This is where the Mavericks have to push. They've got to get down the floor quickly. Even if you don't get a shot, make Utah run.
Nash goes all the way through, out to Finley. Marshall the rebound. The Mavericks, 1 of their first 4 to start out. Utah 2 out of 4.
Mavericks do look a little bit tight, JD. Just a little bit tight right now.
Stockton, a bullet pass under to Polonese, wide open.
Off the dribble, an excellent pass by Stockton. Really a good find.
Howard has it. He's got Manning on him. Howard with 10 to shoot. Juwan Howard with his first hoop, and the Mavs pulled to within 1. You got to like that matchup a little better.
Yes. You're talking about Howard against Manning as compared with Howard against Malone.
Finley out on Russell, 12 to shoot. Shot clock at 8. Wheeling baseline is Polynice, and he's called for an offensive foul. Polynice hooked Bradley as he made the pivot. Howard with 10 offensive rebounds in this series.
In those 10 are included 2 from this ball game already.
And Howard pulls the Mavs even with that free throw. 6-6. Malone back at the scorer's table, ready to return for Utah. We've played 4 minutes. Stockton. Little dance move, and it's cleared by Nowitzki.
Oh, you got to win. There's Stockton again coming in from behind. Time and time again, we've seen him do that.
Off to Polynice. Polynice again. Nash off penetration. And knocked out of bounds by Utah. Nelly wanted a foul. Karl Malone returns. Manning goes out.
And Malone is not walking like Karl Malone walks. He's favoring some. We've not had it confirmed whether or not it is his back.
Finley with 12 to shoot. Comes into Nash. The rebound cleared by Marshall. Finley a near steal. Stockton on the advance.
Nash got a pretty good look.
The Jazz up by 2. Malone fade away over Howard. Bradley clears, gets it out to Nash.
Oh, good pass.
And Nowitzki missed the layup.
Ouch. Good job running the floor. That's what Dallas has to do. But notice that it came off a defensive rebound.
6:54 left in the quarter. Stockton fires. Finley on the advance.
You got to make some hay, JD, because Utah's waiting on the Mavericks a little bit. You got to take advantage of this.
I'm with you.
Comes back to haunt you later on.
Foul on Malone as he came out to pick up Nash. That's the first foul on Malone. 2 team fouls on Utah.
Well, if I'm Juwan Howard being guarded by Karl Malone, I really run the floor. Make Malone run if he's hurting.
Nowitzki gets the shot away. Malone the rebound. Stockton up ahead to Marshall. He's got the jam.
That's what I was referring to. Mavericks had several possessions and did not score. There they go.
Michael Finley shoots in the silencer. The Mavs down by 2. Dallas 3 for 10 from the field. Utah 5 of 11. Halfway through the first. Remember, the first quarter of Game 4 was all Utah at Reunion. Stockton was 7 to shoot. And an illegal defense against the Mavericks. It's on Howard. And a timeout taken. 5:56 left. Opening quarter of Game 5. Utah with a 2-point lead, 10 to. There you see Finley's line in this series. Utah has it in play. The injury to Malone is a back problem that he first suffered in Game 4. Malone with a layup, and he tapped it in. 12-8 Utah.
The pace and the tempo right now, all in favor of the Jazz.
Bob, it's just like the first quarter the other night.
It really is, Jim. There are a lot of similarities.
Finley has picked it up. Takes the outside jumper. Michael Finley right in the bottom of the well.
Well, they blitzed him on the pick and roll, and then when he killed his dribble, they backed off of him. And both of them can't back off. One backs off, the other one can stay tight so he can't get the shot, which he did.
Stockton ran into a crowd. Here's Marshall. Outside shot for Malone. Rebound tip to Nash. The Mavericks come out looking for the lead.
This is what they have to do right here.
Juwan Howard is fouled and will be on the line. The foul on Malone is his second.
See, Bradley made that play at the other end of the floor because when you rebound the ball, he got a piece of the ball. Nash came away with it, and they were in transition. Watch Bradley here. And then it led to this. Nash down the floor, and Howard draws the foul.
Malone back to the bench with his second foul. Manning ready to come on. Howard hits the first of two.
Tell you what, if you have a bad back and you sit down this early, you will get stiff. Sometimes the best thing to do is to keep moving, but with 2 fouls, Sloan's got him out of there.
Joe Forte checking on the team foul situation to make sure it's correct. It was not up on the board, and now is 3 team fouls on Utah. None on the Mavericks. No fouls of any kind whistled against the Mavs so far.
Well, that's why Utah is dominating the game in the paint. That's why they're scoring so many more points in the paint than the Mavericks have.
5 points scored by Juwan Howard. Russell. Stockton.
2-man play. Manning in place of Malone. Stockton and Manning.
Stockton getting down the lane. His handoff and a foul called on Nowitzki. Polonese will be on the line. Dirk got him from behind. Nowitzki with his first foul. Wow, Polonese has been just brilliant from the free throw line in this series.
Yeah, he has. He's not been a good free throw shooter all year long.
He's 7 of 10.
I know.
Utah with a 2-point lead. Finley against Russell. Stockton a steal. Marshall.
Utah pushing the ball a little bit more. They will do that off of a steal. They will push it off of a steal. They will not push it as much off the defensive board.
Utah with a 4-point advantage. Less than 4 minutes for the first. Nash against Stockton. 6 to shoot. Howard a reload shot, left it short.
I think Marshall got a piece of that. Steve Nash not getting any shots, and that's because of what Stockton is doing to him. He's defending Nash very well.
Stockton about to go out. Jacques Vaughn at the scorer's table. 9 to shoot. Manning works on Bradley. Takes him to the hoop. Bradley a block. And the loose ball recovered by Utah. Bradley doing a good job defending underneath, and the Mavericks get the stop. Nash is fouled by Stockton out front before the shot. Stockton with his first 4 team fouls on the Jazz. Stockton goes out. Jacques Vaughn is in.
That might not have been a bad foul.
Look at that graphic. The Mavericks have outscored them 102 to 79 when Stockton has been on the bench in this series.
That's really something.
Nash missing for 3. Russell the rebound.
Got to try to get Nash more shots.
Still 16 to 12. Utah the lead in the ball. Stockton is on the bench. Malone on the bench with 2 fouls and a back injury. 10 to shoot. Marshall. Polonese against Nowitzki.
Got that little jump hook. You got to take that away from him. There it is.
Polonese got it up there. Holden Polonese has scored 8 in the quarter.
What he will do is move to the middle and then move back to go over that left shoulder.
Nash slips through. Picked up by Polonese. Pulls him out of the dribble and shoots out of the corner. Marshall clears. The Mavericks remain called, and Nash is called for the foul. The first foul on Nash. And a timeout taken. Down by 6. They're 4 of 14 from the field. And if you take Finley out of there, they're 2 of 12.
Yes, that 29% they're shooting right now must improve. I think what Don Nelson is thinking immediately is with Stockton out of the game, he's going to get Nash a little bit of rest right now. We were talking about the dominance of points in the paint in this game so far. Look at that. They have 18 points, 16 of them in the paint.
And they go in deep again to Polonese. Back out to Russell. Outside jumper. This for 2. Loose ball rebound. Loose ball foul on Utah. It's on Polonese. It's on Dirk Nowitzki. 2 fouls on Nowitzki. 3 team fouls on the Mavericks.
Well, that's not good. Mavericks not as sharp as they're going to get in this game, I am sure, but not real sharp right now.
Utah playing through the foul and injury problem to Malone, and with Stockton also on the bench. Manning. And the Jazz have opened up an 8-point lead. They've run off 8 in a row.
Time for one of those things called an answer.
Howard plays into Bradley. Bradley lost it out of bounds.
Manning doing the same thing that Malone will look to do. Utah does it well, and they strip shooters when they go up for shots.
Jacques Vaughn at the point. Utah has taken control here in this first quarter. Here's an offensive foul called on Manning. 2 fouls on Manning.
A good defensive play that time by Dirk Nowitzki. A dangerous one, I might add, though, with 2 fouls already. You don't get that call, and it goes the other way.
David Benoit ready to come on for the Jazz, who are shooting at a 43% clip. Isley, Bradley got in the way of a pass for Nowitzki, it looked like. Now Dirk off the drive, and a foul on Russell before the basket. But Dirk will be on the line as they are over the limit. Russell has his first foul.
Nowitzki did not get continuation, but yet he gets 2 free throws.
But they're over the limit. Okay. That's their 15th foul.
Okay.
Manning goes out. Benoit is in. Nowitzki with a 3-pointer tonight. And now he adds to that total.
Get to that free throw line. Sometimes you can get yourself going a little bit or get your team going. The dominance inside right now by Utah is just overwhelming without Malone.
Dirk's got 5. The Utah lead is 6. Isley guarding Vaughn. The Mavs showing trap. Russell. Benoit against Bradley.
Left shoulder. There it is again.
Colonies on a miss. And the Mavericks are able to clear the zone as Bradley gets it ahead to Isley. Howard against Benoit. Yep. Juwan Howard has 7 in the quarter.
What Don Nelson is doing is he's trying to go right to Howard with Malone out of the game and let Howard operate against whoever is guarded.
Shot clock at 13, about 8 difference. Jacques Vaughn off to Marshall. Marshall left it a little light. Polonese tried to save and did off the Maverick, off Finley apparently, and so with 3 to shoot, Utah to come in.
Or you want to stop here because you have time to get the ball back and get a good shot. Don't let them get a good look. Watch Vaughn just backing up.
As the pass came in, knocked out of bounds. And Bob Delaney wants to know why no time went off the clock. Neither clock moves. Still 10.8 and 3 to shoot.
Russell. There it is.
Out front for 3. Nope. And a shot clock violation as Russell's heave missed the rim.
The officials are allowing Nash to get into the game for Bradley. You get another perimeter shooter. Doesn't hit the rim.
No, it didn't look like it at all. Isley got bumped, no call, lost it out of bounds. Utah has it with 4.6 left.
Well, they got time to get a shot.
They've got to work at the length of the court. Jacques Vaughn, full head of steam. Vaughn dribbles it out, has it blocked by Isley from behind. Isley, Finley, Nowitzki, Howard, and Bradley. Malone coming back for Utah. Starks in the game for the first time, along with Jacques Vaughn, Marshall, and Benoit. Methinks the Mavericks better pay attention to Starks on a night like this.
Yes, absolutely, because Starks is a streak shooter. He's the kind of a guy that if he hits one, he can hit 5 or 6 in a row. As you look at the 33% shooting by Dallas, only 36 by the Jazz.
Malone gets the shot away. And Finley the rebound. A hoop makes it a 2-point game.
And a hoop is needed.
They go to Howard. Malone not on him. Benoit remains on Juwan Howard. 9 points for Howard.
And as long as that's the case, I think you'll see Don Nelson continue to force the ball to the block and get it to Juwan Howard.
Let's see what Utah opts to do. They've got Malone set up in the post. Starks goes to him. 5 to shoot. Jock Vaughn. Nowitzki has it. The Mavericks now with a hoop. They can pull even. They were down 8, remember, in the first quarter. Again, it's Howard.
You got to make Utah start to think. You got to make them start to second-guess themselves a little bit.
Couldn't get the shot down. He had Marshall on him that time.
They switched up defensively. Utah had Donyell Marshall.
Karl Malone bags a field goal. 4 points for the mailman.
That one came in transition. Utah running just a little bit more.
And I think teams do at home.
Probably.
Nowitzki guarded by Benoit.
I think the crowd has something to do with that sometimes, too.
Dirk works into the hoop and draws the foul on Benoit. Nowitzki on the line shooting 2.
He's got Nash and Isley in the game. This usually helps Isley.
So Nowitzki, 7 points scored. The Mavs within 2 again. Inside Ostertag. Starks has it. Starks off to Ostertag.
Nice work by Starks. Dribble penetration with a good pass.
Howard. Nash bumped into by Stockton. Here's Howard. Blocked from behind. Utah on the run. And a foul on Nowitzki, his 3rd.
Nowitzki's going to have to come out of there. Dirk Nowitzki moves over on Malone. I don't know. Malone ran right into him, but he was sideways. He wasn't squared up.
And Malone thought he should have been on the line. Nowitzki comes out with Booth on.
Somebody threw something out on the floor. I think that's what the official's looking for.
All right.
Things starting to heat up just a little bit. The Mavericks without Dirk Nowitzki for probably the remainder of the half.
And we've got 9:40 remaining.
Nash has to pick up some of that offensive slack.
Malone in deep, nothing doing, and Booth a rebound ahead to Finley. Finley is beating the pack the other way for the jam. Finley's got 6. The Mavericks back to within 2. Pretty good find by Booth.
Yeah, the game's really sort of out of sync. It's kind of schizophrenic right now.
A little crazy, too. Starks underneath. And a foul call on Juwan Howard. Howard with his 1st. And the Mavericks have their 2nd team foul. Russell back in. Marshall is out.
Utah really getting the ball inside to a lot of people. Calvin Booth into the ball game. Defensive rebound. Head up, looks over the top, finds Michael Finley. Finley avoids the steal by Stockton and gets the finish.
Malone again. 6 for Malone.
He moved all right on that one. It looks like he's feeling better. Whatever was bothering him didn't appear to bother him that time.
Howard comes out to Finley. They ran him off the 3. Michael says, I'll take the 2. 8 points for Finley.
That's such a smart play. You don't get in a hurry with a shot. You make the good ball fake, use the escape dribble, move one side or the other, pull up and shoot.
Howard on Malone. I think Malone's feeling just fine. 8 points for him.
You got to close out when he turns like that.
Howard guarded by Ostertag. He wants him. Finley for 3. Michael Finley has 11. The Mavericks have cut it to 1. They were down 8 in the first quarter.
Finley picking up some of that slack with Nowitzki on the bench. And that's just the way this team has been all year.
8 on the shot clock. Malone again. This time Howard on him tough. Ostertag on the tip.
Can't let that happen.
Ostertag's got 4 points in this quarter. The most he has scored in any game in the series. Stockton rips it away from Howard. Ahead to Starks.
If you spin against Utah, they run at the man that spins. They wait for that to happen, and then they run the second defender at that man. You cannot make spin moves. False. A pass from Howard back to Finley, and he drains the 3. But here's the problem. The Jazz have 24 points in the paint. The Mavericks have 4. The Jazz have 10 second chance points. The Mavericks do not have any. Shooting this quarter, as you look at that, Utah 6 out of 10. Dallas picking it up a little bit at 4 out of 6. And here's another bad stat. Fast break points. The Jazz 8. The Mavericks 4.
Wow.
Don't want that.
The Mavericks have had the edge and big in this whole series in that regard. Isley against Starks. Isley with 6 to shoot. Fires for 3. It comes long to Russell.
Starks with a good defensive job, taking the baseline away from Isley, forcing him back outside.
We've played 5 minutes in the second quarter. Utah the 5-point lead. Malone underneath. There was a foul called before the shot. It's on Howard. 2 fouls on Juwan Howard. And the Mavericks have picked up their 13th foul.
It's a good quick move to the paint by Malone, and he got in pretty deep.
Sean Bradley coming back. Bradley will replace Howard. Oh, he's coming in for Booth. With 14 to shoot, Russell triggers to Malone. Stockton with Nash on him. Malone cross court to Starks on a 3. Rebound Bradley and Ostertag. Tipped out of bounds by Ostertag.
Take advantage. Ostertag and Bradley both there. The official says you hit it out.
Howard takes up slack. Ostertag has it. Now it's Nash off penetration. Underneath to Howard. A beautiful setup by Nash.
Great job by Nash getting inside, but I still am concerned that he's not getting any shots.
That's 11 points for Howard. A 3-point Utah lead. The mailman against Bradley. Drop back shot. Cleared by Isley. Now a hoop makes it a 1-point game, and a long one ties it for Dallas. Isley finds Nash for 3.
That's what they needed.
Ostertag clears out to Stockton.
That's good job by the Mavericks. You're not going to hit all those, but that's the kind of shot Dallas is looking for.
Malone again. Malone has 10.
He's been bothered by Bradley and trying to go over the top of Bradley, so he came up under him that time. Spacing not good there at all.
15 to shoot. Russell on Finley. 9 to shoot. Russell stabs at his dribble. 5 on the shot clock. Tough shot for Finley.
Yes, it was.
Starks on the move.
Defended very well.
Starks lost it out of bounds. Last touch by Dallas. And a timeout at 5-2 in Game 5 of the first round. And as Chris mentioned, he's averaging almost 12 rebounds and 27 points a game in those 7 Game 5s.
Steve Nash is limping. He limped to the timeout. Roger Hines, the head trainer, went directly to him. Something is bothering Nash. Do not know what that is, but he is not 100% right now.
Nelly made a change. Vernon Maxwell is in. Isley is out with 20 to shoot. The Jazz have it in play. Nash out there guarding Stockton. Stockton slips through, finds Starks underneath Ostertag. Bradley a block. And then Ostertag is called for something.
I think he pushed him back. Inside, Bradley and Ostertag. Sean Bradley with a block.
A technical foul on Ostertag.
He's hanging on the basket. Didn't need to.
Well, and he had his elbow up there on Bradley.
Yep.
So Nash to shoot the technical. Nash with out of points so far in this game. The Mavericks have it. They're down 5. 4:57 left in the half.
What a night for Vernon Maxwell to step up and help his club. How about the Maxwell-Starks matchup?
Very similar players. Bradley with 10 to shoot. Howard has it against Ostertag. And the rebound grabbed by Russell.
You want that jump shot that far out on the floor, taken by Finley or Nash. Maxwell, if you can get it.
Russell with 10 to shoot. Malone gives it up to Stockton.
Stockton will go right back to him on a pick and roll. There it is.
And Malone couldn't get to it. It's out of bounds. With 2 on the shot clock, the Mavericks knocked it out.
Malone tried to slip the pick that time and go to the basket.
It looked like he slipped.
He slipped the pick and then slipped, period.
With 2 on the shot clock, Starks gets it away. Out of bounds to Dallas.
Mavericks have had opportunities. They really have. In the first period, here again in the second.
The Mavs are shooting .385 from the floor. Utah has cooled to 40% from the field.
People are playing some defense, I'll tell you that. Oh, my.
That's what a Game 5 is in any deciding game. It'll be decided at the defensive end. Nash got an open look after all, and Ostertag claims the rebound. Finley out on Russell. Malone against Bradley. The mailman got it away.
And Bradley had good pressure on it.
And he either forced him to shoot it high or got a piece of it. One.
It's hard for Malone to go over the top of Bradley.
Foul on Finley. Making the spin move. Michael Finley called for the offensive foul. First foul on Finley, but it's another Mavericks turnover.
JD, there's something happening here that will get you into trouble. Everything the Mavericks are trying to get is coming off of the dribble. Everything's coming off the dribble, not the pass.
7 Dallas turnovers. 3:22 for the half. Malone slips that one. The ball kicked by the Mavericks. So with 14 to shoot, Utah to come in.
When you get to a point where you're trying to get everything off of the dribble, you don't get good ball movement, and you get other people standing around and watching, and that's precisely what's happening.
Remember, they came in with 14 on the shot clock. Stockton goes all the way through. There's Russell on a 3. Brian Russell with his first points tonight, and Utah has an 8-point lead. That equals the largest. Finley against Stockton, and a foul on Stockton. He's not happy with a call. 2 fouls on John Stockton.
Mavericks 10 made field goals tonight. They've got 4 assists.
And that points out what you talked about, Bob. They dribble, dribble, dribble.
Yeah, it's the difference between getting something off with a dribble on the draw and kick is different than trying to dribble and make them go one-on-one. 17 made field goals, and you saw the number of assists for Utah. It's different when you get dribble penetration and you kick to an open man as compared with trying to get everything off of the dribble one-on-one. We've seen Finley do it. We've seen Nash do it. We've seen Nowitzki do it. We've seen Isley do it, and he turned it over off of the dribble, so got to get better ball movement.
Mavs came in with 14 to shoot.
Tell you what, Daniel Marshall cannot.
Nash nearly lost it out of bounds. He saves to Howard. There's a foul on Howard. Juwan Howard with his third. Nowitzki on the bench with 3.
Well, I'll tell you, J.D., Steve Nash is really limping. You don't notice it there, but when he's walking, he's limping noticeably. He's just playing with some pain right now.
Foul on Bradley. Sean Bradley with his first. The Mavericks have 14 fouls.
Greg Ostertag off of the bench is helping Utah tonight. He has not been doing that. They're getting some help out of the big guy from Duncanville.
Here's Calvin Booth coming back for the Mavericks. I think he's coming for Howard. Juwan Howard with 3 fouls is going out.
You don't want Utah to finish strong now in the last 2:26 of this first half.
10 Love, Utah off the bench. They've dominated the Mavericks here in the Delta Center off the bench in all 3 games so far. Russell again. Another 3 for Russell, and the Jazz have taken an 11-point lead, their biggest. Maxwell lost it off the dribble. Malone on the run out. A 14-2 run by Utah. Quiets the crowd. The first 2 points for Bradley.
Well, that helps a little bit. You got to keep plugging. It's a long way to go in this one. If you'd like to stop this run that Utah's on, that's a foul on Bradley.
That's the call. Bradley picking up the personal foul. His second. The Mavericks are over the limit. And Brian Russell shoots 2.
Steve Nash out there, you see him, number 13, clapping his hands, talking to his teammates, trying to get him going.
Russell has not missed from the free throw line, as you see at the bottom in that graphic. Russell, first 2 games in the series, played very well. On the road, his scoring was down, his 3-pointers were down, but he's perfect in 9 free throw tries.
Well, when he gets in the corner and he has some time, as he did on the last 3-point shot he made, he's a very good shooter. You have to contest his shot.
He's got 8 points in this quarter, and Utah leads by 13 again. That equals the largest. Maxwell off the dribble. Rebound taken out by Danielle Marshall.
That's what I'm referring to, with everything coming off of the dribble. Sort of one-on-one stuff.
In deep to Malone. And a foul called on Calvin Booth. Karl Malone on the line. Booth with his first.
Mavericks need to get a couple of baskets in the next minute of play. They need to be very alert as the clock winds down here in the first half to a 2-for-1 opportunity if that presents itself. And they need stops the rest of the way.
Utah Jazz have also been very good in games. As you see, they have scored 13 of the last 15 in games where after they've been blown out in the playoffs, they've always responded the next game, and this has been no exception. Less than a minute for the half. They are up by 15. Nash against Crotty. Ball knocked out of bounds by the Jazz with 14 to shoot. The Mavericks to come in.
Mavericks have really missed that young German since he went to the bench. What, 9:25 on the clock in the first half. He got his third foul. Nowitzki did.
Bradley wisely gives it up to Nash. Finley, fade away over Russell.
He made a tough shot.
He's got the only thing working for the Mavericks in this first half. 13 points for Finley.
Once again, it was off of the dribble.
Now Utah trying to work a 2-for-1 possession to close it out. They're about to lose that opportunity. Malone over Bradley. And a loose ball foul on the Mavericks. It's on Booth. When it appeared from this end that Booth had the inside position. That's why Delly's upset.
Delly is really upset on this one. Let's see if we can see this. Booth number 52.
Oh, he pushed. Yeah, he was in between players. He had inside on Ostertag, but he pushed Marshall.
Good call.
Yeah, very good call. So Danielle Marshall, 5 of 6 from the line in the series.
Mavericks doing something I really didn't expect, and he's kind of self-destructing just a little bit at the offensive end of the floor, where they're very smart, usually read defenses well.
Benoit back in. Malone is out. 24.9 left in the half. Marshall has 8 points. Utah back to a 15-point lead. 9/10 of a second difference. 17 to shoot for Dallas. Crotty on Nash.
They're going to let Nash go against Crotty.
6 to shoot and a foul on Crotty. They had one to take. Crotty with his first.
And that's a really good job of running time off the clock before you commit the foul. If you have one to take, you certainly don't want to foul a shooter at that point.
Now Starks is in. Benoit is out. .9 for the half. Maxwell to make the inbounds pass. Nash gives it up to Isley. Isley gets the floater up there and rebounded by Ostertag as the first half comes to an end. 19,911 on their feet at the Delta Center. Utah outscored the Mavs 24-11 after Nowitzki left with 9:25 remaining in the half.
And you really would like for them not to get a basket on this first possession to start this third period.
And Russell leaves it with Malone. Karl Malone guarded by Bradley. Stockton off the cut. They've got 2 right there, their biggest lead. And Stockton has his first points tonight.
That's very good movement. That's what I'm talking about when you get good, meaningful movement and find the open man.
Dirk Nowitzki gives to Nash. Nash with an outside jumper. He's still scoreless. The ball knocked away, out of bounds. A loose ball foul called on Marshall. First foul on Marshall.
Nash not getting that elevation off of the floor. When you don't get it out of your lower body, your shots frequently come up short, and that's precisely what happened.
A 17-point Utah lead early in the third. Off the ball, another whistle.
Marshall.
And another foul on Marshall. 2 fouls on Marshall, 2 team fouls on the Jazz. 11-14 for the third.
Well, late in the period, maybe that will come back to haunt Utah a little bit. A couple of early fouls. Mavericks might shoot the penalty a little bit earlier.
Underneath Nowitzki. Nope, but a foul on Marshall, his third. And Dirk Nowitzki shoots 2. Dirk Nowitzki made all 4 free throws in the first half.
The good cut. Now, that is not off of the dribble. You get the good cut, you get the good pass, you get the good shot. You draw the foul, you get to the free throw line. That's what has to happen.
Dirk Nowitzki, 8 points in the contest. The Mavericks are back to within 15 with over 11 minutes left in the third. Stockton doubled up. Russell gives to Malone. Malone lost it. Tough for him to bend over and pick up that loose ball.
He wasn't real quick doing that, was he?
6 to shoot. Polonese over Nowitzki. Rebounded by Finley. There's the stop. Nash goes to Dirk. Nowitzki for 3. Tipped out to Russell.
Wide left.
In the regular season, the Mavericks played great basketball in here. In the playoffs, the 3 games have been their worst. Russell gets a 2 for Brian Russell. So Russell in double figures tonight. Nowitzki has it, guarded by Russell. Polonese comes over. Nash off penetration under to Howard. Blocked by Polonese, but a foul puts Juwan Howard on the line. Golden Polonese with his second.
It's the right play by Polonese. You've got to take that easy one away, and he does just that. Nash with a nice pass to the open man, Howard.
And that's 14 fouls on Utah with 9:54 left in the third. 12 points tonight for Juwan Howard.
I'll tell you what, one more. The next one, the Mavericks shoot the penalty the rest of the way.
Yeah.
If they're active and lively, they can capitalize on that.
And it's happened in 2 minutes and 6 seconds.
And that's the way you cut into big leads, is by getting to the free throw line early if you can.
Stockton gives it up to Marshall. Finley on him loosely.
Utah's controlling the tempo of the game.
Underneath is Stockton. Outside to Russell for 3. Now the Mavs need to push it as Nash brings it up. Nash all the way through along the base. Dirk for 3. There you go. Dirk Nowitzki with his second 3-pointer tonight.
Well,
it's a 12-point game.
Seen this Maverick team do it before. Come back.
Here's a steal by Howard. Now it's Nash. Off to Howard. Stockton out on Nowitzki. He's got a long way to go to post him. And a blocking foul puts Nowitzki on the line, shooting 2.
I'll tell you what, Nowitzki is hollering at his teammates. He is really fired up. He had to sit there the last 9 minutes and 25 seconds of the first half. It may have made him sick to his stomach. He is just really getting after people out there.
12 points for Nowitzki. That foul was on Polonese. Dirk has made all 7 of his free throw attempts. The Mavericks have cut it to 11. 8:54 for the third. We got us a 10-point game on a 9-2 Mavericks run.
That's the way you want to come out of the locker room and get started.
Stockton starts it with Russell. Off the ball, a whistle. And a foul call. Wait a minute. Dirk thought the call was going the other way, but it's on him. That's his 4th. And Nelly wants to know why the call was changed. Nowitzki with his 4th foul. 8:43 left in the third.
Oh, that really hurts. That's painful there. See, that's the flop that Nelson has been talking about all the time that they get away with. And now they get away. Not only did they get away with it, but it becomes Nowitzki's 4th foul.
Got to play through it, though.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
Here's Malone. Malone underneath, nothing doing. Bradley has the rebound. Now a hoop makes it an 8-point game. Nash around a Howard pick. 13 to shoot. Nash hounded by Russell.
That's Russell again deflecting the ball.
Nash going through again along the base. Underneath to Howard. He got the layup to fall. Juwan Howard has brought the Mavs to within 8.
See,
remember, they were down 17.
It's different when you dribble and create as compared to just dribble and try and shoot.
Bodies down off the ball as the ball goes out of bounds. It belongs to Utah.
I'll tell you what. Nash is playing right through whatever it is that's bothering him.
These teams in the playoffs, they don't talk much about injuries.
Juwan Howard at the other end of the floor gets the bounce and a big basket.
Nash is coming out with Isley on.
He's hurt. You can see him limping. I mean, I tried to check on that at halftime and was informed that he was okay. That's not true.
Utah has it in play. The Mavericks have cut it to 8. Malone leans on Bradley, draws the foul on Bradley, and Malone shoots 2. Karl Malone takes his time, the second free throw. Utah back up by 10. Finley on the point. Russell guards him.
See all the time it took Finley right there? I think that's helping Utah. I think you have to push that ball into the front court, even after a score.
Finley with 8 to shoot. The fadeaway over Marshall. Michael Finley continues with the hot hand. 15 points tonight.
Much better offensively here in the second half for Dallas.
Finley 7 out of 10 from the field.
Yeah, he's played well. He's the only one that has.
Just like the first 2 games in here. Underneath is Malone. Bradley is there. Malone, nope. Howard the rebound. Now the Mavericks with a chance to cut it to 6. Nowitzki gets the shot up. Marshall, a block taken out of the air by Malone.
Marshall with a pretty good defensive play.
Malone has it in deep. Bradley on him. The shot clock at 10. Marshall against Nowitzki.
Nowitzki's got to be so careful.
Donyell Marshall, that's a big hook. 10 points for Marshall. And Utah back up by 10 with 6.5 left in the third. Nash will be coming back shortly. Nowitzki's outside jumper rolls out. Stockton underneath is Polonese. Is Stockton the only guy in the building that sees that guy wide open under the basket?
He sees him well. He finds him, and when he sees him, he gets the ball there right now, and that's the key.
Let's check in with Chris Arnold.
Hey, JD and Bob, the injury to Steve Nash is not really an injury. He got kneed to his thigh. That's why he's been limping. It's something that's not going to really bother him that much. It's just painful. And that's the word from the trainers.
All right, Chris, Nash coming back in. The Mavericks had a 17-point lead down to 8. Nash with 4 assists tonight, but no points. Now Utah leads by 12. 3 games in a row, the Mavericks have had to play off elimination. Stockton with 11 assists for the Utah Jazz.
And the Dallas Maverick team has 6 assists, while Stockton has 11 all by himself.
Halfway through the third. Finley with 10 to shoot. He's got Stockton on him. Finley continuing to pour him in from the outside. 17 for Finley. 8 of 11 from the field.
You can't go away. You got to continue to battle.
Russell looking for Malone.
I'm surprised Utah's not going to Donyell Marshall against Nowitzki with 4 fouls.
Malone gets the shot up on Bradley. Tipped in by Polonese. Olden Polonese has 12. That's a series high for him.
Howard and Bradley were there, but neither one went to the basketball.
Back to a 12-point lead for the Jazz. Finley again, Russell on him. Stockton the rebound. Underneath, Bradley takes the foul on Malone. Karl Malone shooting two. Bradley has his 4th foul.
Once again, you had the delivery of the basketball by Stockton. Watch the pass. You saw Stockton right down to Malone. You see how deep Malone is.
Malone's got 16 points tonight, 4 for 4 from the line. I showed you that graphic in the first half. Malone playing in deciding game 5s has averaged 27 points a game. Well, in this series, he's averaged over 28. 5:02 for the third. Malone has put the Jazz up by 13.
Once again, see the Mavericks walking the ball up there. Push it up. You don't have to shoot it, but try to do things to pick up the tempo of the game.
Finley off the attack. Leaves it with Howard.
Good recovery by Utah.
Tough shot here by Finley. Oh, man. Polonese can't believe it. Michael Finley's got 19. He's hit on 9 out of 13 from the floor. Polonese against Howard. Malone from the outside. Rimming no. Marshall went over the back and picks up the loose ball foul. Finley on the line shooting 2.
You may save yourself a whole minute when the end of the game rolls around by doing that, by pushing the ball up, even after a Utah score.
Right now, the Jazz lead inside of double digits. Malone. Russell comes up shooting. Just got it away over Nowitzki.
Boy, he's hit some really big shots.
12 points for Russell in the game. Utah back up by 11. They've had an answer for the Mavericks in the third after Dallas had it down to 8. Finley draws a crowd. A no-look pass to Howard, knocked loose. Bradley knocked it in the air and over the backboard, out of bounds to Utah.
Ryan Russell's perimeter jump shots tonight have just killed the Mavericks. Those 2 threes in the first half. 2 jump shots here in the third period.
This is Russell giving it up to Polonese. Stockton with 10 to shoot. Starks fires for 3. And underneath, there's a foul call on the Mavericks as Malone went down. The foul on Juwan Howard. That's 4 fouls on Howard.
And that's one the Mavericks were going to get back. That ball had gone over the top of the board. Dallas was going to get this one back. Howard inside. I believe he did. Watch Howard, lower left of, or upper left of your screen.
14 fouls on the Mavericks. Utah's pace. Utah in front. Russell against Finley. Finley has it.
This is where you got to push. You really got to push.
Bradley out front. Howard out high. They got Nowitzki low. Nowitzki tries a double team. 7 to shoot for Howard as he spins in. Bradley missed the tip and Malone has it. Utah's pushing. 4 on 3. And they get an open look for Starks in the corner.
That's the kind of look you want Dallas to get, but they have to push the ball to do that. A little bit better with this possession.
Finley takes the 3. Michael Finley with his second 3-pointer tonight. Finley having a huge third quarter.
Tell you what, Brian Russell just shook his head when Finley hit that.
Finley's got 24 points. He's got 11 of them in this quarter.
Still convinced that if Dallas would pick up the tempo, it would be in their favor.
It's the second time they've closed to within 8. Malone in the post, guarded by Nowitzki. Nice scoop pass broken up by the Mavericks. Here they come on the move. Finley. Outside shot for Nash. Missed for 3. Nowitzki the rebound. Loose ball foul called on Dirk Nowitzki. His 5th.
Oh, my.
Timeout, Utah. 150. Rebounding the ball over the shorter player. Starks. But they called Dirk for going over the back.
Look at this. Right up over the top of Starks. Now, what Starks does to encourage the call is he falls forward at that point. That's that flop that you've heard Nelson refer to time and time again. Now, we saw Stockton draw the 4th foul on Nowitzki, and Starks, 2 smaller players, much smaller players, draw the 5th as you look at Nowitzki's line.
1:56 left in the 3rd.
That's really unfortunate.
And Starks on the free throw line. Hasn't been there in the series. That 5th foul on Nowitzki was also the 15th foul on the Mavericks.
Well, you just hate to see it happen on a play like that because Nowitzki obviously up over the top, had control of the rebound. It was an 8-point game. If he goes back on the offensive glass with the rebound and scores, it's a 6-point game, or he draws a foul.
Instead, it's a 10-point lead for the Jazz once again. Got to play through it, though. Here's Nash, guarded by Crotty. Booth in the game for Nowitzki.
Interesting that Jerry Sloan has gone to Crotty, backing up Stockton instead of Jacques Vaughn.
Vaughn's been a little shaky in this series.
Yeah.
There, Nash with Starks all over him, and Finley got it away in time, but it missed the rim, so it's a shot clock violation. Inside of 1:30 for the 3rd. Malone, and off the ball, a whistle and a foul on the Mavericks, Steve Nash. Mavericks could use a hit right now. They're down by 11. Nash bumped by Polonese. And now a shot ball called. Polonese jumps out of the double team here.
That's what you call a blitz. They come up, try to take the ball out of Nash's hands.
It's a big height advantage. Polonese at 7 feet.
No, Crotty's jumping.
Oh, they got Crotty in there. Right. Okay. Yeah, the Mavericks may get this tip. And Nash kept it, but the Jazz control. 1 minute left in the 3rd.
The frustrated Dallas Maverick team right now.
Reach-in foul on Finley. Finley called for his 2nd. In every game in the series played in the Delta Center, the Mavericks have lost concentration because they've been upset with the officials. And it's happening again.
Yeah, it really is. It's happening right now for sure. You got to get off of that. Right or wrong, you got to get off of that.
Utah has responded with 5 straight free throws to go up by 13. After the Mavericks had it down to 8. 52 seconds left in the quarter. Finley against Crotty. And a foul call that will put Finley on the line. Crotty picking up the personal. That's his 2nd. Michael Finley tonight, 24 points, has made both of his free throw attempts.
defensively, the Mavericks have been running a little 1-3-1 half-court trap, but it's a one and done. An initial trap, and then they pick up man-to-man. That may change. They may try to stay in that. The only thing about that is with a player like Stockton, he can really pick you apart when you spread the floor defensively that much. There's that 1-3-1 right there. Let's see if they go one trap and come back.
He can't pick you apart where he is right now.
Yeah, but that's why they've got him there, so that he can go in that fourth period.
10 to shoot. Russell got rid of it to Starks. A big hit there. John Starks, a killer three. Utah by 14. Finley in a hurry has run into a dead end. And a timeout taken by the Mavericks with 17 on the shot clock, 21-9 on the game clock. This is a 20-second timeout taken by the Mavericks.
Steve Nash headed to that 20-second timeout, still limping noticeably. And by the same token, Karl Malone not 100% either, and Starks with a very big basket the last time down.
Remember early on we said John Starks could be a factor in this game.
The Mavericks are out rebounding them 8-7, but it's that first half deficit. They went to the locker room down 15, and that, of course, is a big problem. The Dallas Mavericks do not have a point off of the bench tonight.
And have scored in this series a total of 9 points off the bench in games played in the Delta Center.
That's amazing. That's just amazing. Speaking of off the bench,
this guy's been great.
Yeah, Utah.
Danny Manning.
He has been the key player for them off of the bench. It goes back to why the Mavericks missed so very much. Greg Buckner, Gary Trent, who hasn't been mentioned in a while.
Manning doesn't get in the game, so Manning goes back to the scorers table. 4.9 difference. Nash hounded by Crotty. Howard, Russell on him, 7 to shoot.
Good defender, Russell. Watch him look for the strip.
Nash with 3 to shoot. Booth gets it away. Rebound, Howard. He's come up short a lot tonight. Starks gets it out to Crotty as the third quarter has come to an end. The roller coaster for the Mavericks in the third found them down 17. Utah has Stockton and Malone on the bench as the fourth quarter begins. Finley had 13 of his 26 in the third.
He's 10 out of 15. The rest of the team is 8 out of 33.
Nash guarded by Crotty. Finley has it. Starks on him. Finley with a fadeaway. Tipped away by Booth. Out of bounds to the Mavericks. Manning knocked it out.
Very little margin for error right now.
The inbounds comes to Howard. Stockton at the scorer's table, ready to come back for the Jazz. Howard takes up slack, hits the shot, and draws the foul. Score the basket. This is huge for the Mavericks, a chance at a three-point play.
Yes, it is. Howard with a ball out front, floors it, comes right down the middle. Polonies slides over.
I guess they called it off Polonies, but the way Hugh Evans made the call, that's what I thought. It was on the other player, Manning. Juwan Howard completes the three-point play. Manning with his third foul. The Mavericks are not dead yet. Down 11.
Absolutely not.
With 11 and a half left. Stockton, who came on, gets the open shot from the foul line. 4 points for Stockton tonight.
He hits big baskets in the fourth period. That's a big part of his reputation.
Dirk Nowitzki playing with 5 fouls. Backs in on Russell. Off to Booth. And Booth tried to lay it up, drew the foul. Booth on the line, but at least the Mavericks are getting some action going to the basket.
Yep, exactly right.
4 fouls on Polonies, 2 team fouls on Utah. And Booth on the line, where the Mavericks are scoreless from the bench tonight.
11 minutes remaining in the ball game. Booth shoots a free throw, and Dallas still looking for a point from the bench.
That's the first miss for Booth in this series, and points in the paint. A 24-point edge for the Jazz. So Booth is 4 of 5 in the series. Utah the ball in front by 12. Stockton throws ahead to avoid the double team. Russell fakes past Nowitzki. Brian Russell, another big hit. 15 points for Russell.
2 good looks with the last 2 possessions for Utah. Stockton and Russell.
Back to a 14-point lead.
I'll tell you, Sloan would like not to play Malone if he could keep him out of there.
Nowitzki in deep. Yep. Dirk Nowitzki posting up. You know, he's got to be careful because he's playing with 5 fouls, but we got to have the scoring from him. Russell again, this time for 3. So the Mavericks have a stop. Nash fouled out front by Starks. Starks with his first, and that's 3 team fouls on Utah.
I believe that right thigh is really bothering Nash.
Karl Malone returns. Manning is out as you look at another play at the another angle on this play. Maverick season hanging in the balance at about the 10-minute mark. Stockton knocked it away from Nash.
How about one of those things called a 3? What do you think?
They got time, but 11 to shoot. It's Juwan Howard instead. Tipped by Booth and taken out by Russell. Underneath Malone. Fans wanted to walk on Finley. Nash off to Howard again. Nash tries out a 3. There it is. There's the 3 you're looking for.
But he's not getting any drive off of that leg at all. Really have to respect Nash's effort.
The Mavs have cut it to 9. We've got 9:17 remaining. Starks. Polonese. Against Booth. Saved by Stockton. 9 minutes for regulation. Utah taking its time.
Oh, Malone slipped the pick.
Malone has it against Booth. And the rebound to Howard. Knocked away and a foul on Stockton. Stockton has picked up his 3rd. And the other thing working in the Mavericks' favor is Jerry Sloan's club has picked up 14 fouls already in this 4th quarter. The Mavericks have none.
And that could be big. This possession right here, Dallas needs to get a good look with this possession. They need to put some pressure on Utah so that some of that doubt creeps into their mind and they think, uh-oh, what's happening here, you know? Keep in mind, the Mavericks have beaten Utah 4 times this year. Big possession. This one's huge.
14 to shoot. Finley around a Nowitzki screen.
He got a good look. He got a good look.
The rebound to Booth. The Mavericks get another crack. Finley for 3 this time. Hook it. And Dallas has cut it to 6 at 75-69.
How about that? That's what you want to do.
12 to 4 in this quarter for the Mavericks. Underneath Booth, a block. Loose ball to Nash. Here come the Mavs. Nash off the drive. Working on Stockton. Comes back to Nowitzki.
Oh, he can get a shot over the top of Stockton.
But he's got to go a long way on the dribble. And Stockton called for the foul. They're over the limit. Nowitzki is on the line shooting 2. Nowitzki again. 75-71, a 4-point Utah lead. They were up by as many as 17 in the third quarter. Stockton under pressure, starts it with Russell.
Oh, Malone
with a pop into Howard.
Yes, he did.
Here's Stockton going to Manning.
Clever inside.
Booth another block and strips the ball from him.
3 big plays by Calvin Booth.
Dirk Nowitzki cross court to Finley. Finley off the drive, attacking, and the Mavs have cut it to 2.
Absolutely amazing.
Michael Finley with 31. 7:09 remaining. Game 5 at the Delta Center up for grabs. Marshall. I think Russell passed on a shot. Here's Marshall against Nowitzki.
Good
Dirk played him well, and Malone lays it in.
Good pressure on the shooter that time.
77-73 Utah. Finley with 10 to shoot. Finley against Marshall. Booth the rebound. Lost it underneath. Down low, Howard trying to dig it out and does. Finley to Nowitzki for a 3.
He got in a hurry a little bit.
Howard gets that rebound. Every rebound going to the Mavs. Nash with a 3 ball on the way. It's in! Steve Nash brings the Mavericks to within 1.
Offensive rebounds. You give yourself second chance opportunities. You got a chance. Utah with a 20-second timeout.
And 19,900
came off of the bench. He had 2 huge blocks. There's one of them. Look at that play there. Mavericks get it back. Calvin Booth out of nowhere when the Mavericks are getting no help off the bench. Calvin Booth shows up and helps them in a 15-2 run. In the last 4:40, the Mavericks trail by a point.
A truly remarkable comeback. The Mavericks were down 17 earlier in this second half, seemingly left for dead.
It takes a lot of belly to do what this Maverick team has done. In this fourth quarter, 3 out of 4. Yep, on 3-pointers.
Utah has it in play. Stockton out front. Stockton guarded by Finley. Now Howard has picked him up. Finley guarding Malone down on the post. He'll need help there.
Yes.
With 5 to shoot.
Oh.
Karl Malone getting it done in the overmatch against Finley.
Don't panic now. Just don't panic. You got a lot of time in this game. Keep the pressure on Utah. Get good looks.
Malone's got 21 points, but he's 8 for 25 from the field.
Mavericks would lead in this game if they hadn't had to play Nowitzki without him for 9.5 minutes in the first half.
Another outside jumper, Michael Finley. This one no, but Booth another rebound. His 4th offensive rebound. Nash for 3. Cleared by Manning, and a foul on Booth. That's the first team foul on the Mavericks in the fourth quarter.
Booth really helping. He gets it back a second time there for another opportunity. Nash had a good look. Didn't go for him.
The amazing thing about it is the Mavericks don't ask for much help off the bench, just a little bit.
Absolutely.
And that's what Booth has done here in the fourth.
And it makes such a difference.
Stockton against Booth, and a foul on Booth. That's his second foul. That's the second team foul, the 4th foul on Booth. .509 left.
A lot of communication between Stockton, Malone, and Jerry Sloan.
Stockton again, double team. Malone with a touch to Marshall. Offensive foul on Donyell Marshall, his 5th. Michael Finley took the charge.
Excellent position. Mavericks are going to run what they call that zipper play. Positioned by Finley. Mavericks get the ball back.
Down 3. Inside of 5 minutes for regulation. Finley against Marshall. Booth has it 8 to shoot. Now it's Howard. 5 on the clock.
He's going to have to shoot it.
Against Malone. Juwan Howard, nope. Rebound underneath. Stolen by Manning.
Looked like Booth was going to be able to get that one, but he didn't come away with it.
And the ball kicked by the Mavericks, so Utah comes in with 15 on the shot clock and 4:30 remaining in regulation.
Utah spending a lot of time right now looking at that bench and Jerry Sloan. Sloan's trying to orchestrate this half-court offense now down the stretch so he can get exactly the plays that he wants.
Marshall, a touch to Russell. Outside to Marshall. He shoots the 3-ball. And the rebound long, Nash with it. Again, the Mavericks with a chance to cut it to 1 or tie with a long one.
You'd like to see him not get quite so deep into that shot clock where they have to rush the shot.
There's an early look. It's a 3 for Nash. The Mavericks have pulled even.
Amen, brother.
Steve Nash with his 3rd three-pointer.
Absolutely incredible. Ooh, Nash almost got a piece of that ball.
Russell over the top. It's Malone for the layup, putting Utah back on top. 23 for Karl Malone. To shoot. Nowitzki for 3. In and out. Rebound comes long. Booth has that one. The Mavericks are going for the win every possession. Nash off the drive. Lost it out of bounds. Utah ball.
Nash is exhausted. I mean, he is absolutely exhausted. And he's not alone out there.
81-79. Utah the lead on the ball. To shoot for Stockton. He's got Malone in deep, guarded by Howard. Malone missed the shot, but drew the foul, and he'll shoot 2. Juwan Howard with his 5th. Timeout down. Utah by 3. 2:58 for the game. And the season for one of these teams. Finley guarded by Russell. Nash with Stockton all over him. Nash comes back to Finley. 4 to shoot. Again, they're deep into the clock. Finley does get it away. 4-3. And the Mavericks have pulled even at 82. And they give Finley a 2 on that one.
I'll tell you what's amazing. He even got the shot off.
It's 82-81 on the board. A 1-point lead for Utah. Definitely a 2, we're told. Marshall underneath, blocked by Booth. A foul called. The foul is on Finley. 3rd foul on Finley. And Marshall on the free throw line.
Michael Finley was in trouble right here. He kills his dribble. Then they both left him. Stockton went away, gave Finley some room.
Marshall missing a big free throw.
Remember now, Malone missed one. Marshall misses one. Do not allow them to get this back if he misses.
2:16 for regulation. Marshall again. Utah with a 2-point lead. So the Mavericks are a 3-point field goal away from taking the lead.
Once again, they can't get that deep into that shot clock and survive all the time. You want to get a better look earlier if you can.
10 to shoot. Finley against Stockton. Finley underneath to Howard, and a foul puts Howard on the line. It's on Manning. 4th foul on Manning.
Mavericks finally were able to get into the paint with the ball. Finley, the pass to Howard. Once again, you see Manning was trying to strip him. He got his wrist that time. He was trying to strip. Utah really does that well.
Howard is 6 of 7 from the line, as you see. He has scored 18 points. Now the best he can do is bring the Mavs to within 1. 1:55 for regulation. We got a 1-point game working.
Well, the last three guys to go to the line all came away at 50%. 1 for 2. Malone, Marshall, and Howard.
Marshall has it. Stockton with 12 to shoot. Stockton off to Malone. 4 on the shot clock. Cross court deflected by Booth.
Calvin
Finley the steal.
Booth with a defensive play.
Nash up ahead to Nowitzki. Dirk on the layup. Blocked by Malone.
Oh my, oh my.
1:18 left in regulation. Utah nursing a 1-point lead.
Stockton wants to get to the free throw line.
And he will on the next foul. The Mavericks will be over the limit. 6 on the shot clock. Marshall with 3 to shoot. Now it's Manning. 1 to shoot. Manning squirts it off. Nope. Nash the ball. 1 minute left. Steve Nash to Finley. A long 3. Rimming no and cleared by Russell and Malone. 48 seconds left in regulation.
That's the way they had played throughout the year. Finley let it go.
10 on the shot clock. 38 on the game clock. Malone in deep, gets the shot up, rimming, no, Nowitzki has it, 30 seconds left. Nelly wants him to push the ball and get a look.
He doesn't want to give Utah a chance to set that half-court defense up by taking a timeout.
They have now the shot clock at 14, 6 difference. Finley guarded by Stockton. 9 on the shot clock. Finley backs him down. The double team has arrived. Finley off to Booth underneath. He lays it in. The Mavericks have taken the lead.
Calvin Booth. Oh, as they like to call him, Booth.
Calvin Booth with the first field goal off the bench tonight for Dallas.
Unreal. Why are you looking at me like that?
They last led at 3-2.
They trailed by 17 in the third period.
Now Utah, of course, with 9.6 left. Plenty of time for the Jazz to get a good look.
Tell you what, the officials do not want to make the call here. They would rather not make the call.
This was the last lead for Dallas when they went up 3-2. Dirk on a 3-point field goal.
Well, a timeout situation here. The Jazz have 1 timeout and 1:20 remaining. 23-8 run.
They've got Starks in the game. Not afraid to take a big shot. Russell, Marshall, Malone, and Stockton. The Mavericks with Booth, Howard, Nowitzki, Finley, and Nash.
Dallas has 2 remaining timeouts. And get to the board. Pressure the shot and get to the board. Make them make a shot. Don't help them.
Stockton has it.
Get to him.
Russell with a 3 on the way. Rimming, no. Rebound Stockton. Off to Malone. There's the game winner. No, the Mavericks win.
Absolutely unbelievable. The Mavericks have won, folks. Down 17. Down 17. Jerry Sloan trying to get to Don Nelson. Gets to Del Harris. I mean, that's just unreal. That speaks for itself. I can't say anything to describe it.
Hello, San Antonio.